Welcome, Gunrunner.
Hey everybody, Kieran aka The Laird here, and I've got a book review for you today. And this is one I backed quite a while ago on Kickstarter. It's interesting because the first Kickstarter for this book actually didn't reach its goal. It was quite a high amount they were looking for, and the campaign owners actually had a rethink, did some more costing, and brought it back again. And the second time they put it up, it got past its goal without a single problem. So that was good to see. And for those who don't know, the book Breaking the Borders, subtitled The Atari ST and the Creative People, essentially it's a look at the Atari ST demo scene. And I was quite pleased to see this book coming out, and the fact that it was being worked on, because so often with these kind of things, it's always the Amiga that gets all the love. There's lots of Amiga books out there, tons of them. There's been a couple of Amiga films now. It's always the Amiga demo scene that gets talked about, and people kind of forget that they were equals back in the day. The ST and the Amiga were big rivals. There was constant competition, and especially even more so than anything else within the demo scene, because they were the big demo wars where the Amiga guys would come up with these fancy demos that used all the special abilities of the Amiga. And then the ST guys would come up with the same demo on the ST that did all the same things, but without any of the fancy hardware. And then the Amiga guys would have to go back and have another go. And it was brilliant. I mean, I bought a lot of demos from my ST back in the day, because I was lucky and I had a little shop called Software Plus in St Albans near me. And they had a Atari ST PD library where you could just go and choose what you wanted, and they would put it on a disc for you. And it was only like a few pounds to do that. It was great. So me and my ST owning friends quite often used to pick up demos and public domain games and stuff like that. So let's have a look at the book. I mean, straight away you can see it's a big, pretty big tome. It's hardback, and it's very thick. I mean, look at that. You can see that the sort of theme going to the back as well. If you don't know, the theme in terms of it being called Breaking the Borders was because the ST had a border around its screen, and one of the first things that demo coders managed to do was use that border to create extra effects. So that's where the Breaking the Borders moniker for this book comes from. So let's have a look what's inside. This one's quite a hard one to film because of its size, so we'll have to do our best. I'm not going to go through the whole book, but we'll have a quick flick through it. I mean, it's an absolutely lovely thing. I've had a good look and read of it already. So we've got intro from Professor Gundolf Freyamuth from Cologne Game Lab. The people behind the book were actually German, and I think they did a German version and an English version, if I remember rightly. So they had some help in translating, which is why you'll see there's quite a big theme with the German side of things. And obviously the ST was pretty big in Germany as well. So it starts off with just a little bit of history about Atari and how the ST actually came about. A lot of this we probably know. Jack Trammell buying it, hiring Shiraz Shivji, who created the Commodore 64, to come and create a new 16-bit computer for him, which would become the ST. So there's a lot about that at the beginning. And then we go more into the art side of things. So there'll be lots of anyone who did anything on the ST will remember Neochrome paint package, which is the sort of one of choice ways. The Amiga, it was all about Deluxe paint. On the ST, it was all about Neochrome, which so many people used to make their art. There's a little bit about that and using the mouse. So Mouse of God. So there we go. Let's skip forward a little bit. So there's a snowman demo. I remember that one pretty well. So it goes through some years. So obviously 1987, Star Glider. So the first part is going through all of those different years. And now it's going into all the battles. So text, the exceptions. I was trying to think what it was short for now. So everyone, I mean, anyone who had an ST will remember the big demo. I remember owning that, full of great music. Judge and Hipple, Mad Max, Eric E.S. Simon, Udo Fischer. I've interviewed a lot of these people for Retro Gaming Magazine, because a lot of these guys from the demo groups went on to form and become part of Thalion, who did some great games for the ST, and they were great guys. I really enjoyed interviewing them because they were so passionate about the ST as well. Lots about them, guys like the Care Bears as well, and the competition between these groups. Lots of old photos. The Union. There's the Care Bears. Lost Boys, of course. It's another one that a lot of people remember. Pictures on paper into 1988. Skip ahead a little bit, because I don't want to go sit here and just read out the whole book to you. I want you to kind of just see an overview of what's it about. So they're flicking forward. There's Warp by Thalion, and programmed by Michael Bittner. I always remember there was the Michael Bittner demo where it had his voice in it. Life's a Bitch. That was brilliant. I remember that one. That's whenever I see Michael Bittner's name, it reminds me of that demo, Life's a Bitch, where it had samples, someone being sick on it. That's what I always remember. Lovely. People used to find that quite funny. Advertisements for the old PD libraries, like I was talking about. Those are German ones, but there was plenty in the UK. Some really good screens from the demos. They've given them a full page. I think that's why they obviously decided on this format and size for the book, so they could get like a TV screen kind of thing. So there's the Care Bears. There's even some stuff about coding there. You'll see they've put some coding, which is, I think it's telling you how they broke the borders to get all those extra effects in. Stuff from the UK and ST News, which was magazine. Richard Karsmarkers, my good friend, was behind that. More great screens and demos. Overlanders. More groups. Goes into some other stuff. More adverts. There's a nice advert for the links. I think I've seen that one before. There we go. Chambers of Shaolin. So more of the Thalion stuff. Marco Breddin. There's another guy I've spoken to over the years. Seven Gates of Jambalar. Of course, Michael Rash was behind a lot of this stuff. Another friend of mine. I like that double page spread there of the ST. Thalion guys, I used that same picture in Retro Gamer actually. It's just, I've used some of the same photos that I used in my article. Leaving Teramis, which has some really nice fancy graphical effects in it. The Delirious demo by the Overlanders. I don't remember that one. So even looking at this, I mean, there was lots of demos that I missed back in the day, so it'd be interesting to sort of look up some of these. The Lost Boys, Tim Moss and Dave Moss. Spoken to those guys before, great guys. I became very well known later on. Got on to Sony and coding Gods of War and stuff like that. And that was another image I used, actually, that Dragonflight one. A lot of this is the Thalion press packs and stuff that is sent out. I've got copies of a lot of that stuff. See, there's quite a bit that's in German in the book, but it doesn't detract too much because all the text is brilliant picture of Madonna there is in English. Spectrum 512 that allowed you to use the whole colour palette to draw. I remember getting that. I think I got it on a cover disc. It's pretty amazing though. I mean, some of the pictures that people created with that are absolutely stunning. That's from Wings of Death, I think, yeah. So more stuff about Thalion. The Eclipse being formed, which was formed out of ex-Thalion guys. More about the Lost Boys. You notice it's mostly the same groups that are featured: Lost Boys, Care Bears, Exceptions, etc. There is Wings of Death. Sequel Lethal Excess was good as well. Some lovely old photos in here. Some of the graphics they created are stunning. I mean, some of the pictures in this are amazing. Lots more. Delta Force, another group. Some of the stuff Delta Force did. There's some, towards the back, there's interviews. So there we go. There's a talk with Eric Simon. As I say, I've interviewed him, Retro Gamer, great guy. There's a photo of him there. So there's people like him. There's the legendary Jochin Mad Max Hipple. I don't think there's probably anybody out there who's squeezed as much out of the ST's music chip as Mad Max did. I mean, some of his music is just absolutely stunning, especially Wings of Death, that's a personal favourite of mine. Not only is it a great game, his music was stunning. Marco Breddin, who would go on to form Eclipse later on. Michael Bittner. My good friend Michael Rash, great guy. He lives in London, doesn't live too far from me actually. And that's it really. And then towards the back they've got plenty of reference material. They've also got credits, and all the people who behind the book as well are all mentioned towards the back. My name is in there somewhere here. Oh, I've gone past it. It's a green bit. I can see where it is. There we go. So I think I am. There I am. Mentioned just there. So that's pretty much it. So I don't want to go show you the whole book. There's so much there. I mean, this book really is just so full of content. It's absolutely unbelievable. I mean, if you're a fan of the ST, you're going to absolutely love this book, and you probably backed it anyway, and you probably already got it, and you're probably already enjoying it as much as I did. But if you're a fan of the demo scene in general, then this is great. I mean, even if you're more of an Amiga guy and you're following the Amiga scene, it's great to have a book like this because it shows a different side. There's loads about the demo scene wars in there and that stuff, which was just really, really good to see. But overall, I mean, the book is a 10 out of 10 for me. I think it's terrific. So much love and attention has gone into creating this book. I was absolutely blown away by it. It's much better than even I was expecting it to be. And it's going to take me a long time to read the whole thing, but I was really keen to get this video out there, insane demo now, while the book is fresh, so other people can see it. And I can't recommend it enough. So I suggest you all go and pick a copy up if you haven't already. I'll drop a link in the description below of where you can go and grab this book. And well done to Marco Breddin and the team behind it for creating such a fantastic book. It brought back lots of memories for me. I'm sure it'll bring back lots of memories for others. And it gives plenty of inspiration for things you should go and check out if you are in fact new to the ST. So thanks very much for watching. As always, like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll be back with another video very soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.